Today's episode of the Bill Simmons Podcast is brought to you by SeatGeek. That's our presenting sponsor since 1975. The NBA and NHL seasons are in full swing. SeatGeek is the smartest, easiest way to get tickets to your favorite team's games. Buy and sell tickets with just 2 taps on your phone. Have SeatGeek help you find the best seats at the best prices, fully guaranteed. And if you're looking for concert tickets, even better. I've had SeatGeek on my phone for 2 years. It's by far the easiest way I've found to shop for tickets, thanks to their revolutionary grading system. I just used it to buy 2 extra LA Kings tickets. It could not have been more simple. Just try it out. Download the SeatGeek app today or go right to SeatGeek.com. We are also brought to you by Channel 33. That's the Ringer's pop culture podcast feed with shows covering video games, celebrity culture, pro wrestling, the Oscars, and The Bachelor. Oh, yeah, The Bachelor. There was even a little MTV challenge on there this week. Johnny Bananas making a cameo on Channel 33. It's also where you can find my Sports Movie Hall of Fame podcast series with Chris Ryan. I think we're doing another one next week, so subscribe to Channel 33 wherever you get your podcasts. And we're brought to you by TheRinger.com. Go there and check it out. As usual, a ton of great content. Hopefully a column from me this week. We'll see. I have to stay up late. I have to drink some coffee and finish it. If not, it'll be early next week. All right, as promised, here's the interview we did with Kevin Durant on Wednesday night, late night. I will explain during the podcast, but this had been brewing for a while. It's one of my favorite podcasts that I've done. I think there's just something different about it, as you're about to see. Very cool conversation with a guy who just loves hoops and just isn't afraid to say stuff at this point of his career, and is candid in a good way, not in a get attention way, but just is a real dude. And hopefully that comes across when you listen to this. Anyway, here it is, Kevin Durant. This is the latest podcast we've ever done. It's like almost midnight in San Francisco. We're at an undisclosed location. Kevin Durant is here. He played against the Chicago Bulls tonight. Yeah. We just had some dinner. We're talking basketball, and now we're in the back room of, again, an undisclosed restaurant. Talking hoops.
It looked like we're in a scene of the Goodfellas right now.
I think somebody's going to come in and whack us.
Yeah.
So you played the Bulls tonight. I went to the game, and you guys are just great. You have a great team, and you're on cruise control, which is reminded me of when I was going to the Bird games in the 80s.
I wouldn't say we're on cruise control.
Well, you wanted to be on cruise control, and then the Bulls kept trying to make it a little bit of a game. Nah, you guys were, I would say you were in third gear.
We had the game in hand.
Yeah, but that's most nights now with this team.
I wouldn't say it's most nights. We just lost to Sacramento where we thought we can do that, and we ended up losing.
So that's the rub, is when all of a sudden that night when you think you're going to do it, and then... But this is still a phenomenal basketball team. You can't really regret this decision that you made last July.
No, I don't. I think we're a good team because it's like when you look at it, we don't have like a lot of people call like Draymond and Clay like superstars.
Right.
Steph, superstars. But I think we're just players that know how to play the game, and it looks so good because we all know how to play the right way, and we know how to like move without the ball. We don't all need the ball to be dominant. Like that's why I feel like all of us are just like we play well off each other. When we know the fundamentals of the game, when you can shoot, dribble, pass. Yeah, I think it makes it look really good together. So,
is it fair to say it took you 6, 7, 8 weeks to get a feel for everybody?
It's actually still an adjustment period. Yeah. Because I think that I'm still learning. It's still different. It's still like, when I get the ball up top, Coach Kerr is like, move, cut. And I'm used to like standing and waiting for the ball to come to me or just drawing the defense. Right. And like, when I played before, it's just like if I threw it in the post, I know a guy's not leaving me. And I know if someone's cuts is going to open up with a backside. Here it's like you throw it in the post, cut, move, set a back screen, set a cross screen. Like maybe you'll be open and I'll be open under the basket because I'm setting so many screens and moving so much. So I'm used to like moving without the ball a little bit more.
So did it come back like it was almost dormant in your body because the way you played on the old style?
I felt like the old stuff. I had to play like that.
It was a lot of iso ball, a lot of one-on-one, a lot of your turn, my turn.
That was to my advantage. I think that grew me as a player. I mean, I felt like, in order for me, I realized what I had in me once I all right, one-on-one, I feel like no one can stop me. I feel like if I get it out on the top, I got an advantage every time. So I feel like, and now, moving around and then adding that to my game as well, setting screens, running off of screens, shooting on the perimeter. I feel like if I add that to my game along with the, with the ISO stuff, I could be pretty good.
What's been your favorite thing about being on this team? The thing that delighted you the most?
I just think being able to play with so many guys that can play make. We got obviously Draymond, Steph, Clay, myself, Sean Livingston, Andre Iguodala, Pat McCall, Ian Clark. Like down the line, we got guys that can play make. So it's not like I have to have the ball in my hands all the time. I got to rely on, me creating for myself. I can run around and then, find an open spot and catch and shoot, because that's what I really like to do. That's how I started playing, catching and shooting, and I think that's what I'm dangerous at. So I feel like having a lot of playmakers is something that's definitely fun to play with, and it's just something new every night. You never know. Clay had 28 tonight. Steph had 13. I had 22 points. Like we unpredictable. So many guys that can score.
Is that so? From an ego standpoint, like Steph, like he never got going tonight. Curry even put him back in the fourth quarter, so he get a couple threes. Then took him out. Ends with 13.
Yeah.
The guy was the back-to-back MVP, 13 points in a game, but it doesn't seem like anybody gives a shit.
No, I mean, because like when you're playing. First of all, you knew he wasn't going to have the same season as last year, scoring-wise, because we're a better team and you got more scorers and more playmakers on the team. So, I think that's what a lot of people didn't realize. It's not like he was having a bad season before. He wasn't like he didn't have to score 50, 40-plus points for us to win because we have a better team. Just like Clay didn't have to score that, or me, or, Draymond. It's just that we have a better team and we're mixing it around. So
with that said, it did seem like in December he was going through a little bit of something, and you were playing so well, and it seemed like I was watching the game. I'm thinking like, wow, this is like, it feels like it's KD's team, and I know they don't want this to be anyone's team.
Yes, yeah.
And then you kind of recalibrated. It seemed like Steve said, I had the interview with Steve yesterday. He said you step back a tiny bit, try to get him going a little bit more. Steph.
I look at myself as a team player. Clay looks at himself as a team player. Steph, same way. Draymond, same way. Just all the way down the line. So any given night, it's anyone's team. It's our team. That's the thing. Like, we get so caught up in this basketball world that whose team is it? Who's the alpha?
Media narrative.
What the fuck? I'm sorry. What the hell is that? Like, who's the alpha? Like, what the hell does that mean?
Right.
Like teams win. Great teams win. When you think about San Antonio's, who's been doing it for 20 years straight, 50-win seasons for 20 years straight, like, people look at Tim Duncan as the guy, but, like, Tony Parker won the Finals MVP. Manu Ginobili is a huge part of it.
Yeah.
Kawhi Leonard won the Finals MVP. Like, they do it as a team. They don't worry about, like, who's the guy, because any given night, we all can be the guy. You know what I mean? I think that's what we have on this team. Like, Steph is, Steph. He can go off and do whatever he wants. Clay can score 60. He's did it before. Draymond can get a triple-double. I can score a lot of points. Dre can score a lot of points. Sean Livingston can score a lot of points. Like, it's like we don't care who's the guy that night. It's like, as long as we get the W, we win, we move on. If we got better tonight, we realize if we win and we didn't play well, we realize that we didn't play well.
You guys haven't ripped off, like, the great streak yet. Like, the really great teams have that one run where, and you got, the stats have been, it's not like you're like plus 13 point, all that stuff, but you haven't had the 18 game winning streak, or the game where you beat 10 straight teams by 20, but I feel like it's coming. Isn't that fair?
We're 44-8 right now.
I know, but that's what I mean. I still feel like there's
we're going like 16 in a row. Like, I
there's
remember,
something
was
happening.
it Miami that won like 27 in a row?
Miami won 27 in a row. That was crazy.
Sick.
That was crazy.
That
shouldn't happen in the NBA.
It shouldn't. It was amazing.
I mean, even Golden State going, what'd they go, 24 in a row to start the season? Something like that.
That was incredible.
Tell me about
Houston, my first year, they won what?
Oh, yeah, with T-Mac.
How many did they win?
That was like 22 with T-Mac and Ray
for
Austin.
They won a lot of games.
Dikembe was there.
And now that I'm in the league and I'm playing, and like I've been winning for a long time now.
Yeah.
And it's like, man, that's impressive.
Right.
Because to win 6 in a row is hard, man. And then to go win, I won 13 in a row before. And to win 22, 26, 22, 24, 26 games in a row, man, you got to tip your hat to that.
And you're always going to have those nights like Sacramento on Saturday night when you just don't have it.
Yeah,
things going wrong. But not getting calls.
When you win 13 in a row, those games become huge. Like, it's like, we want to keep this thing going because we like the space that we're in right now. So
let's talk about media narratives.
Okay.
So, especially with a team like Golden State, that is one of the most covered teams. And you try to ignore a lot of this stuff, but a lot of the talking heads and this is Steph is losing control of his team, and they put the chyron on the bottom of the TV. Yeah. But it seems like you're both annoyed by it and you get a kick out of it.
I'm not annoyed by it. I wonder, like, what are your motives when you talk about this type of stuff? Like, what are you trying to get out of it? I know that I love talking about basketball.
Yeah.
My thing is, I want the casual fan to understand what we go through because it's not as easy as you think. It's not just a game. I got to tell my friends all the time, like, I got to go to work.
Right.
Like, I'm not just going to the gym and we just roll the balls out and we just playing pickup like we at the YMCA. Like, we got to go to work. Like, this is like, you don't know about traveling to a city and getting there at 4 a.m. and waking up not knowing where you are. Like, this is work. So it's not just all fun and games. So that's what I want to let people know. Like, this is a real thing. Like, we really put our heart and soul into this every single day. And I feel like not just media, because every time I say anything about the media, like, all these guys, like, get real offensive and sensitive.
Yeah.
And it's like, come on, man. Like, you can say whatever you want about me and I'm supposed to take it. But when I kind of, like, challenge you a bit.
I didn't get mad when you yelled at me on Twitter that time.
Yeah, because you're a real guy. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're a real guy. Man. Some of these guys are sensitive and they got too big, egos are too big. Or another, talk about that another time. But I just feel
let's talk about it this time.
Okay.
Like you took it personally that Barkley kept going after LeBron. You thought LeBron did the right thing on that, right?
I'm trying to stay out of that.
Okay, stay out of it.
But I understand why LeBron feels that way because this is a fraternity, man. Like,
but that's the part that upset you is you feel like you're all in it together.
Whatever he said about LeBron and whatever LeBron said, like, that's their thing. What I'm looking at is like, this is a fraternity, man. Like no matter we competing against each other and errors and you compare errors, like, we're brothers. Like, we're in a minority of the world as far as like NBA players. Like, we're supposed to take care of each other. You can't throw your brothers under the bus on TV like that. This is like your generation is the reason why we picked up a basketball.
Right. So you're almost like more disappointed.
I'm more disappointed
because you love Barkley and you loved all those guys. Barkley, that's why you play basketball.
Man, they're the reason why I picked up a ball. Like, I wore, 34 because, like, man, Barkley wore that. Hakeem Olajuwon wore that. Like, not saying Hakeem Olajuwon said anything, but just the fact that like we wanted to be y'all, and we love when you guys pass us the torch. So it's like, I understand the criticism, but at the same time, you got to know what we go through and how that makes us feel because everybody's doing that. Like, and to hear it from an ex-player, and then Barkley is just not a player. He's like elite. He's like the top of the tops. Like,
he's like the 19th best player of all time.
There's a lot of players that played in this league, and for him, for you to say that's
when I did my book,
deal.
I did my pyramid like in 2009. And like him and Malone and Julius and Bob Pettit,
man, they were like.
Now Dirk's moved up there, and I got to be honest, like if you keep putting up these seasons,
we'll see, man.
You're gonna be on that list.
We'll see.
What are you, season 9 now?
10.
Season 10.
Yeah.
You averaged 30 a game in your third year.
Twice, I averaged 30 twice.
Yeah, but in your third year, you did it.
Yeah.
So you keep adding up those years, man. You make that list.
Nobody remembers that, So
I remembered it.
Well, you're a basketball guy. A lot of people keep, they stay in the moment a lot.
So why do you think the ex-players on TV seem to take certain things personally? Like, why do you think they're so beholden to, well, in my era, this happened and this happened and that happened and now this is happening and that never would have flown when I played?
You know what the crazy thing is? Like, I can't totally blame them because I look back and I'll be like, yo, these high school kids, man, they're not doing it the way we was doing it. You know what I'm saying? And then I got to be like, yo, just like, it's different time. Let them do what they do.
Right.
And like, but I think money plays a huge factor in it to me personally because, like, it's a lot being thrown at Barkley and T-Mac and Chauncey Billups, those guys are playing right now, they'll make so much money because they were great players and they won titles, like they're MVPs and like all NBA first team. So they'll make tons of money. And I think like they look back and see some of these guys that make money and they're like, man, he wasn't doing half what I was doing in the league.
Right.
And so they kind of build up that, I don't even know what to call it.
Imagine how Oscar Robertson felt.
Exactly.
He's making like $100,000 a year.
But the thing is, players respect what they did.
Yeah.
And they paved the way for us to be doing this. And the players that come after us, they're going to be making more than us at some point. So, like, is it about the game or is it about you? Because for me, and I'm sure a lot of my peers, it's about the game of basketball and how it's growing and how you're leaving it. You know what I mean? Like, I want people to know about the game. Like, that's the most important thing is the basketball, man. Like, it's not about you. It's not about what you made, what you did. It's about, like, did you grow the game? Did you change someone else's life that loves to play basketball? So if it's about that, then that's all that really matters.
One of the things I liked about how you've grown over the last year as a public figure is, you know, even when you were on my show and we were talking with Nas about just about how people treated you as you were making that decision.
Yeah.
And they didn't care about you as a person. You're just like basketball guy choosing a team and they're not thinking about like some of the lifestyle issues that might have played into it or just where you are as a guy in your late 20s.
Yeah.
And you seem really frustrated by that people don't see you as a human.
Yeah, I was frustrated at that, but that's early on. I've never been in this position before. I
Right.
don't know how to handle it. It's not like I've done this before. I didn't know how the backlash. I knew it'd be backlash, but I didn't know like exactly what had happened.
Yeah.
That's just, you know, I didn't know. I went from being like the choir boy at the NBA into just being this like quote unquote whatever you want to call me. Put a word in there.
Do you feel like you were sheltered in OKC? Because they definitely they have a lot of young players there.
No, I felt like I could say what I wanted as I got older.
Yeah.
But I did a great job of like making sure like we were protected. I think that was pretty good about the situation. But I also felt like sometimes where I wanted to talk to maybe you or some of the guys I really respect in your business is like, I understood why they didn't let us like talk to it. Distractions are huge in this league, man. It really matters. Like distractions really can seep in and kind of take a hold of your team. And I understood why they didn't want that to happen. So I respect it, man. It's, I obviously wanted to talk a little bit more about some stuff, especially protect myself a little bit and take up for myself. But I understood why.
Well, like you kept quiet. The Harden trade, that was your buddy.
Yeah.
You kind of towed the company line on that one, didn't say that much, but you had just signed a big deal to big extension there 2 years earlier. And then Westbrook signed the previous summer. And I don't know, man. I went to those games. I thought you were pretty close against Miami, those first four.
Yeah, we were.
Those first four games came down to one play each.
Yeah, we were. I think we were all young. We were 23 years old. First taste of the finals. Miami had just lost a heartbreaking series the year before, so they were all hungry. I could feel it.
Yeah.
They were hungry, man. And I felt like we were hungry too, but it just felt like they were more experienced than us. And
right.
They added Shane Battier, who changed the series for them. Now people don't talk about what he did.
Right. He
changed the series for him, man. His shot-making ability from the three-point line changed the whole series.
And you guys were babies.
Yeah, we were babies. Like, I hear a lot of people who say, like, well, you had Harden versus Westbrook and Ibaka, like we had the Harden right now and the Westbrook right now.
It was
and
like
me
barely
right
Harden,
now.
yeah.
Like we were all young. James never started a game. He probably started a couple games for us. Serge was just the first year starting. We had traded, everybody. We had traded Jeff Green, who was starting before him the year before.
Yeah.
That was Serge's first year starting. Me and Russell were still trying to figure out who we were as players. We were 22, 23 years old, man. So
you're going against LeBron and Wade.
We're going against a hungry LeBron, Dwayne Wade, who lost the year before.
And Bosh.
Bosh, who was playing great basketball. And they were so hungry, man. Yeah. And, like, we were too, but it was, like I said, the experience is the reason why they were a little different than us. And that's not our fault. So we were young, and I felt like we had a chance to keep going. And, then the business part of it seeped in, and I understood, and I was just so loyal to the team and everything they want to do. So I rode with it just exactly like I should have. And
right. Well, and also you're still trying to win a title and stay focused on the season. All
Yeah,
that stuff.
I was just trying to get better. No matter who's on the team, no matter who we're playing against, just trying to keep growing as a player, keep getting better. And, the business part never really took we never really were affected by that because we were so young and we didn't have like free agents, like guys that want like sign 2-3 year deals. We had all young guys that I knew were going to be here, so it made it easier for us to like lock in and not worry about that type of stuff. They actually did a great job. Scotty Brooks don't get enough credit for what he did.
When I was doing a good job in Washington. I was never a huge fan of him in OKC, but he's been doing a good job. At the next thing, I think I was wrong.
He's the best. I love Scotty, man.
Let's take a quick break to talk about Rocket Mortgage by Quicken Loans. They bring the mortgage process into the 21st century. You can do everything on your phone or tablet. It's fast, it's powerful, it's completely online. Rocket Mortgage takes all the complicated, time-consuming parts of applying for a mortgage out of the equation. Hate searching through stacks of old files and paperwork? With Rocket Mortgage, share bank statements and pay stubs at the touch of a button. It can help you get approved in minutes for a custom mortgage solution that's been tailored to your unique financial situation. You can even adjust the rate and length of your loan in real time to make sure you get the mortgage solution that's right for you. So whether you're looking to buy a home or refinance your existing mortgage, or both, maybe you're looking to buy a home while you're looking to refinance your existing mortgage because you have two houses, you're a Mac Daddy. Listen, lift the burden of getting a home loan with Rocket Mortgage. Skip the bank, stop waiting, and go completely online at quickenloans.com/Bill Simmons. Equal housing lender, licensed in all 50 states, NMLSconsumeraccess.org, number 3030. Again, quickenloans.com/Bill Simmons. Back to Kevin Durant. When you watch Harden now in Houston, did you think this would happen? The numbers and the talent that he's showing?
I can't lie. I can't say that I've seen like, because be honest, like, he's been doing it ever since he left. It's not like he's been.
It was year one. Yeah, it was immediate.
If you really know basketball, it was year one. Like, he made an All-Star team this year he left. So
and not a very good Rockets team either. Like
he took them. He carried them. So it's been going on 5 years now, and he's been at this level. So it's not like he's starting to build up. I think you're really good in the league when you do it over a long period of time.
I agree.
And he's done it for 4+ years, 5+ years. So I can't lie to you and say like I seen him doing this right now.
He showed the flashes. Like he would take over those San Antonio playoff games and stuff.
Yeah, we gave him the ball and said go make a play, and he would do it. And he was building confidence. And I think he would tell you this: his time in OKC around us, and Scotty and Rex Kalamian and Mo Cheeks and Kendrick Perkins and Russ, myself, they like all of us. We taught each other how to work, how to be professionals, and it really rubbed off on all of us. Look what we're all doing right now.
I mean, it's incredible. You have a chance to all three of you might be first team All NBA this year.
That would be pretty sick.
I wonder. It's a great what if, because I think if they don't do anything and you guys keep those three together, I think Harden turns into this Manu type, right? Like if you guys are together for 10 years, he's this Manu, but kind of more minutes than Manu off the bench. Sometimes he can take over, but I don't know if he becomes James Harden doing that.
I mean, look, we look at starters, right?
Yeah.
And you just look at who's out there when the ball's tipped. You don't look at like James might come off the bench, but he plays starter minutes. He played
right. I look at the last 7 minutes. Who's out there?
Yeah, who's out there? That determines who's like the main guys. And you look at Manu Ginobili, it's to the point now you don't even look at him as a sixth man. You just look at him as a sixth starter.
Right.
And a lot of people would love to be Manu Ginobili. And the reason why I love Manu so much is because one play that told me like, man, this guy right here is a winner, fucking winner. Yeah. We played them in 2010, and we couldn't beat them. Like we weren't disciplined as disciplined as them. They were just like more experienced. We couldn't beat them, and like he was struggling. He was like 0 for 7, and he on the baseline. He kind of like let the ball bounce off his foot, and he dove out of bounds, like full on dove out of bounds, like feet in the air, hands in the air, threw the ball back in bounds. They scored a layup. I was like, this fucking guy's just a winner.
Right.
Like he doesn't care. He's just a winner, and he's ruthless. Like, you got to have some type of, like, you got to be ruthless, paranoid, and like kind of crazy to be in this league and be pretty good for a long time. And I think all the good players in this league have that. Manu Ginobili had that as like a non-starter, and I think James has the same thing.
Right.
Just crazy, ruthless, like super paranoid, just like always looking over your shoulder, like those type of guys. And James had that, and I think Manu Ginobili is like really a mirror image of those two.
What's your relationship with him now?
James?
Yeah.
We're pretty cool. I don't really talk to a lot of guys throughout the season. I understand what he's doing.
Well, especially he's a major competitor this year. You might be seeing him in the conference finals.
Yeah, we don't talk, but I respect him, and I know what it is.
So he can screw off basically until July. I'm kidding.
Yeah, we don't want to say that, but always gonna be those guys. Are always gonna be special to me. Like it's the amount of time we spent together. You can't erase. So even if we don't talk at all, like those guys are always gonna be special.
We're taping this on late Wednesday night. You're going to OKC on Saturday for the first time.
Mm-hmm.
I know you've done a bunch of interviews. I mean, I know.
Yeah.
You're not gonna say that much about this, but I don't know, man. It's gotta be emotional. I mean, it's gonna be. I
wouldn't be human if I sat here and act like I'm just this super tough, like Teflon. Nothing gets to me, man. Like that's what NBA players gotta stop doing, man. Like, come on, man. Like these people, you're not that tough. Like you're human at the end of the day. Your ego is that big for you to feel like you're not human. Like I understand it's gonna be emotional to me. It's gonna be emotional seeing those people. It's gonna be emotional walking to another locker room when I used to walk past it every game.
I would imagine that's the weirdest thing, right?
Yeah,
it's like you go to your house.
I'm like, man, I've never been in the opposing locker room, so I'm like, I walk in there as a other player, and I've walked past it so many times. I'm like, it's gonna be weird, but I just want to see the people that I walk through that hallway to see every game. I can't wait to see. Some of the season ticket holders on the front row that I got to know, and some of the people in the stands. Even though I understand what may happen, but I'm still going to reach out and be cordial and let them know that I miss them at least. You know what I mean? I miss them, and it's really good to see them. So that's just the real life part of what I'm doing right now. You know what I'm saying? Just to see the people that I've kind of got to know over that time. So
everybody, like every face you see is going to trigger some sort of memory you had from the last 10 years.
Oh, man. It is. I spent a lot of time there, man. And those people really actually think they can, like, I feel like that's why I think they're so upset, because I was a regular guy to them. I wasn't just like Kevin Durant. Like, quote, I got my quotation marks up with my fingers. Like, I wasn't just I was a real guy to them. Like, they felt like they could talk to me. I know so much about, these people's families and like.
Yeah, but that's all genuine though. It's not like that
it's real.
Is now a fake thing.
Yeah. It's like, where's it gone? It hasn't gone anywhere. It's just like, I don't forget about it. Like John, who works in the tunnel as I was running out to the court every game, like, I still know you.
Right.
You're still my guy. And Miss Betty, that was worked right by the locker room. Like, I know all about you. You know all about me. So, it'd be cool to see them again.
People have asked me why I wasn't much harder on you for jumping to Golden State, whereas like I was really hard on how LeBron handled the decision.
Why were you?
For a couple reasons.
I
don't think he should have done it on a TV special. I thought that was mean to the fans. I think like if you love a team and you followed this guy for years and years, and now you're watching a special and he's basically breaking up with you on the special, I just think there's better ways to handle it. And
I understand that, but at the same time, like at some point you got to realize, like, take yourself out of it, right?
Yeah.
LeBron James, you got to know that he's not trying to purposely do anything malicious.
I know, but you get how people would see that's
hurtful,
hurtful, right?
Yeah, I understand that part. I understand, but why would you, like, you out of all people, I wouldn't think would be like that.
Well, I didn't like that he did it that way. I thought it was tacky, especially because he was from Ohio. And the other thing is, I just thought he handled the last few months, like Boston beat them in the
he didn't handle it the way
you
wanted him to handle it.
Yeah, I think that's it.
Yeah,
which is a bad reason, right?
But you don't matter.
I know.
Simple as that.
Well, but here's the thing. Like you finished your OKC stint, and you had you had a great last series against Golden State, right?
Yeah.
Took them to the brink, gave them everything you had. Mm-hmm. LeBron had a really weird last series, and I don't know. It just something about it. The whole thing didn't sit right.
Who cared? Look, what did it do for that city, for that team? All that time he was there.
Yeah,
he did everything he could.
I guess the purist to me was thinking Wade is the guy he has to beat.
No, it wasn't. When did he play Wade in the playoffs?
Well, Wade was the guy in his conference. Like,
when did he play Wade?
LeBron and Wade were the two. LeBron, Wade, and Kobe were the best three guys in the league at that time,
Yeah, but
right?
when did he play Wade? Like, they were different positions. If Wade was a 3-man, he wouldn't have went there.
True.
I don't know. Wade was a 2.
For some reason, the way you did it made more sense to me, because I took it as you were in a place for a long time. You hit a certain point in your life, you're in your late 20s, and you wanted a life change. And you wanted to just play a different style and live in a different city and have different experiences.
Kill me for it. That's what everybody want to do now.
But maybe I should have felt that way about LeBron, or maybe I should have been more.
First of all, when you're looking at
maybe he wanted a different experience in Miami.
Yes, he did.
I don't know.
Kill him for it. What do you want to like? What you want to do? Like, what you want him to do? You want him to do exactly what you want him to.
I wanted him to do what I wanted him to do. I wanted him to stay in Cleveland.
But is it your life?
Right. Actually, what I wanted him to do was go to New York. I thought that was the ballsiest
move. Yeah, but you
move.
wanted him to do what you wanted him to do.
Yeah.
Right? But is it your life? Do you got to live it? And I realized that when I made this decision. Because when LeBron made that decision, I was like, man, I wonder why he did that.
Well, you took a shot at him on Twitter, didn't you?
Let me clear this up. Because a lot of people would talk to me about, like, I took a shot at him on Twitter. If you go back and look at when I posted that, I posted that later in the month. You want to know why?
Because you signed an extension, right?
No. Because I seen, it was a fake article at that. So now I was like, damn, I feel like an idiot. Penny Hardaway came out. Penny Hardaway came out and said, I would love to play for the Heat. I think I could help them win the championship. And I'm like, come on, Penny. Like, you've been out the game. I played against you my rookie year. It's like 3 years later, man. You've been out the game for a while, man. Like, what are you doing? But it was a fake article. So I tweeted that. And now everybody's like, well, you was criticizing LeBron. I signed an extension, and right after LeBron decided to go to Miami, and I had a press conference, and a lot of people asked me about that. I said, cool for them.
They thought it was like intentional?
It's like, cool for them. We played them 3 times. I can't wait to play them. It's going to be cool. But I'm like, I didn't criticize him. I was criticizing Penny Hardaway on this fake article I read. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of people took that and ran with it. But
do you feel like you and LeBron have been going against each other for a while, and he's had more success?
Against me?
Yeah. Do you feel like that's
success?
Team success, yeah. I think the win-loss, he's done better than you.
They beat us a lot.
Yeah. But do you feel like he's a rival, or like, do you have a rival?
Yeah, I feel like he's a rival. I feel like one-on-one. But if you look at it across the board, like, our stats been pretty equal now. Like, it's not like he's just been straight. We've been going at it individually, but if you look at it as a team, they've been winning. But if you want to, since everybody want to make this a one-on-one thing, look at the stats across the board.
Is that the guy do you measure yourself against anybody?
Yep.
So it would be LeBron, right?
Him, Melo, Kobe.
Kobe doesn't play anymore. You don't have to measure yourself against him.
I still do.
Kobe's an entrepreneur now.
But I still measure myself against Kobe.
Not Larry Bird. You're hurting my feelings
now. Dr. J, George Gervin, Bernard King, Paul Pierce, Tracy McGrady. That's why I get so upset at like Tracy. Like, what are you talking about, bro?
Right.
Reggie Miller, like all those guys. I look at myself and I'm like, damn, did I play better than Reggie did tonight? Did I play better than T-Mac? Like, I really look up to these guys, man. And I'm no matter what they say about me, how they feel about what I did or anything, like those dudes they still got a huge influence on what I do as a basketball player and how I approach work every day. That's most important. what I do off the court, what decisions I make, that type of stuff, like, you can go ahead and say what you want, but, like, I got nothing but respect for you as a player. Like, I want to be you. I want to be better than you. I want to accomplish the stuff that you accomplish in the league. I want people to look at me like as a basketball player.
I have a theory for you that you've never heard before.
What?
I think you're very lucky with how the year you came into the league and the people that were in it was great for you, because you came in right as the league was hitting this little talent boom.
Yeah.
And you had the last edge of the Kobe generation, so you get to measure yourself against those guys, try to catch them.
I seen Kobe when he won his 2 titles, though, so I wouldn't say the last edge. I feel like Kobe was in his prime.
The last half of his,
I feel like he was just in his prime then.
His second prime, yeah. He was good.
Second prime.
24 prime.
Then you had the Duncan, Dirk, all those guys.
Yeah.
All professionals, all kicking ass.
At a perfect time. So when I hear these guys say, like, our generation, I'm like, shit, I was in your generation too.
Right. But then you have the generation you have now. And now you have all these young dudes that are like these freaks.
Yeah.
You get the Giannis and Porzingis.
But the thing that trips me out is, like, a lot of these people say, man, it's no parity in the league. I'm like, it ain't my fault y'all drafting 2 or 3 18-year-olds every year.
Right.
And you trading and you firing coaches every year. It's not my fault. Like, you trying to get younger. That's not on me. That's not on us. So, like, when I feel like the league is going like look at Giannis Antetokounmpo, man. This guy is scary. He's scary. Him and Jabari Park together is scary.
He's even more of like a unicorn than you were.
Giannis. I think for me, he's more athletic than I am. He's like longer than me. He's faster. He's stronger. He's gonna be stronger than I am.
Was he on your radar immediately, or did you like?
I seen how hard he played his rookie year. I was like, this guy plays extremely hard. And a lot of people told me that he'd look up to me, and I didn't know that. But, like, a lot of people say that we played in Milwaukee one time, and I was working out before the game, and I just seen him staring at just watching me the whole time. I was like, man, it feels good that I can influence a young guy like that. And
that whole generation. Now you're the guy. You're the same way you looked at Kobe.
Yeah, and it's pretty dope. That's all I wanted.
Yeah.
I wanted to influence these guys. I wanted to, like, have them look at me as like, man, that's a standard. So to see him playing well, I'm loving it right now, because he's one of those guys that I really enjoy watching. I watch play, and then I watch him play a lot, and then I play against him, and I'm like, this guy is dangerous, man.
And you like Devin Booker too, right?
I really like Devin Booker. It's a lot of young guys that I watch in this league. I really built a lot of relationships with a lot of these young guys, because I want to give them my experiences and off the court, as well, and help them, off the court, and let them know how it is coming in as an 18-year-old in the league and being, a baby boy and just jumping into, like, the breadwinner of your family. Like, that's hard. We don't think about that a lot, right? Like, we don't think about, like, how it is on your family being, like, having nothing and, making money in a matter of seconds and being an NBA player. Like, it's hard. So I want to give them my
people crawling out of the woodwork asking you for stuff.
Yeah, and it's not even that. Just going from nothing to something so quick, man. Sometimes it's better to have a gradual change, but you go from nothing to something so quick, it's just hard. And with any family, and with any 18-year-old. So I want to give show these guys what I went through and hopefully help them change. And
what's the biggest thing you tell them when they ask you, what do I do?
It's set boundaries.
Yeah.
I'm 28 years old, and I'm just starting to set boundaries with everybody, family, friends, everything. And it's still hard to this day, you know, because you're so used to, like, saying yes to so many people and wanting to please a lot of people. It's just the nature of being a good person almost, like, you know what I mean? So showing them, like, man, they're telling them, like, man, and sometimes you got to set boundaries with your family and let them know what it really is. Like I said earlier, you have a job. This is your job every single day. You got to clock in every day if you want to be great.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So just let them know that type of stuff, man. It feels good to influence the guys that come after me. That's what it's all about. That's what I really, when I'm done the game, and I'll be like, look, Giannis, you're doing it well. At 30 years old, you're going to be one of the greatest players I ever play. I'm happy for you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? A lot of those players now don't really say that to us.
Are you amused that people are so fascinated by you in Westbrook?
Yeah, it's pretty weird to me.
That they're reading they're slow motioning clips when you guys are walking by each other in a game, trying to figure out if you looked at them.
Yeah. I mean, I'm really tired of talking about it, to be honest.
I'm tired of hearing about it. I wasn't even going to ask you about it, but I don't know.
I'm tired of talking about it because, look, at the end of the day, I didn't say anything about that man's family. I didn't say anything about. I just switched teams, man.
You guys will get it back.
Yeah, come on.
It'll
man.
happen at
Come
some
on.
point.
Yeah.
You guys are gonna get together in the summer.
Yeah.
You fought too many wars together.
Come on, man.
You were together for 9 years.
Yes,
what?
man.
8, 9 years.
Come on.
It'll be fine.
Who cares? Bro, you're living a life. You're living a great life. Your family's living a great life. I'm enjoying myself. You enjoying it. Like, who gives a shit?
I have a really serious question that you haven't been asked yet.
Go ahead.
Who do you miss more, Steven Adams or Enes Kanter? If you had to pick.
I miss them both.
No, but you have to pick. It's
I
like
can't pick
just one or the other. Like, man,
I really, really enjoyed going into practice.
Yeah.
And really Enes, it's all right. Keep working hard. I really enjoyed that. It's deep down inside.
So you miss Enes more?
I really miss Enes.
Steven Adams, loser. He was the favorite for that.
I gave Steven. We call Steven. I gave him the Steve-O name. Like, you hear people call him Steve-O. Like, I gave him that nickname, and I miss him. And he was just so fun and just like free. And I'm like, why are you like this? Why are you as serious as I am? And now I'm like, I should have been more like Steve-O than me. You know what I'm saying? So I miss him. I miss Enes a lot because, like, you could tell he's been scarred and he's kind of like needed some like loving. You know what I'm saying? I felt like I provided that for him, even though he take a lot of shots at me on Twitter. But hey, it is what it is.
Were they good-natured shots or were they real shots?
They were kind of soft. They were rubber bullet shots. They weren't real yellow. They weren't real, Full Metal Jackets. They were.
Didn't he try to talk trash to you at one of the games you guys had?
Nah, he ain't try to talk trash.
No. I think you're good with all those guys. Here's the thing. I am. It's sports. You guys are playing.
Yeah, the fans are probably looking down like, why are you talking to him?
It's ridiculous.
You shouldn't be talking to him.
It's like when you and Draymond had the thing in Sacramento. Oh, Draymond. It's like these guys are buddies. This is what happens when you play sports day in and day out. You get mad at each other every once in a while. Or you yell at each other or whatever.
First of all, you're talking to a bunch of people who never played in the team environment before. So they wouldn't know.
Right.
They don't even work well at their offices. Like, they don't even work well with their employees. So how can you tell me how to be a good teammate and what we're supposed to do?
I would think it'd be weirder if you and Draymond didn't get mad at each other three times a year.
I needed it. I was going off the deep end that game. I was like, man, I need a little extra flair, y'all. I need something. So Draymond seeing that, that's how tight we are.
Yeah.
Because Draymond will see that and he'll be like, yeah, K needs something. He need to push. Cause I'm like, man, I'm just like, man, I just need some motivation. I need some extra, I just need an extra push sometimes.
Well, people don't realize an NBA season's like a marriage. Like, it's day in, day out, day in, day out. It'd be weird if you were married and didn't get in an argument with your wife or husband. I see these people
more than my family.
Yeah.
I don't think they realize that. I haven't seen my mom since Christmas Day.
Seriously?
Yes.
Where's she living now?
She lives in Maryland. I've seen Draymond's family more than mine. I've seen Steph's family more than mine.
All right, we're going to bring in Rich Kleiman in a second, Kevin Durant's agent. But first, I keep telling you to stop wasting money on expensive takeout. And I keep telling you to sign up with Blue Apron. But I'm not sure you're following my advice yet, and I don't understand it. For less than $10 per meal, Blue Apron will deliver you all the fresh ingredients you need for a delicious home-cooked meal. They have the highest standards for ingredients, and they build a community of home chefs that has no rival. Here are some of the meals available in February. They include cashew chicken stir fry with tango mandarins and jasmine rice. I would eat that. Udon noodle soup with miso and soft boiled eggs. Udon or udon? Udon? Tate? Udon? Udon. Every time Blue Apron throws one food in there that they know I'm not going to pronounce. Roasted pork with apple, walnut, and farro salad. I've had that, and I know it's good. Crispy barramundi with quinoa and roasted carrot salad. Udon. Udon? Udon. I love noodle soup. I know I'm going to like it. However you pronounce it, I know I'm going to like it. And I know I like softball eggs too. Anyway, right now you can get your first 3 Blue Apron meals for free with free shipping if you go to blueapron.com/BS. Again, blueapron.com/BS. You could be eating chicken stir fry in days. Just do it. Blue Apron, a much better way to cook. And now, back to Kevin Durant. Come on, Rich.
Rich Kleiman.
Bring Rich Kleiman.
Come on, man.
Rich, come on. This is your 10 minutes of fame.
I want to hear your hot takes. I want to hear your takes because it's like Rich Kleiman is my business partner, one of my best friends. Knows all about me.
At Rock Nation. Here, give me that. He's online reading about Charles Oakley.
Crazy situation.
Hold this like you're Jeff Ross at a roast. So you came from the hip hop world?
No,
I mean before you got into sports, you were an agent in the music industry.
Yes.
Mostly hip hop. Hold the mic a little closer.
Mostly hip hop. You would think I would have been in hip hop. I would know how to hold the mic.
And then
True.
And then and now you're into sports.
Yes.
Compare and contrast.
Compare and contrast.
Those two worlds.
I always wanted to be in sports.
Yeah.
I learned how to read from the New York Times sports section. I wanted to know how to read box scores when I was 4 years old.
Okay.
So sports was everything for me. I ended up in music. I love music. I love the business of music, but I was a sports guy. I had my eye on the sports world my whole life. I met Kevin through the music business when he was 19.
10 years, almost 10 years ago.
I mean, there's no difference for me. I love sports more than I love music. The only thing that I think is the same is that these are people that mastered their craft. These are people that have worked hard from the moment they realized this is what they wanted to do for a living. And 9 out of 10 times came from situations that every setback in the world was there to kind of keep them from achieving their goals. So they share that same principle.
Yeah.
For me, though, I can relate much more just being that I truly was just like an unhealthy sports fan.
Yeah.
Like I can't stop reading about this Charles Oakley thing because like Charles Oakley was like my hero for God's sakes. Like I really can't get over it. So the idea that I can manage Kevin's life and be a part of his life every day, but the backbone of it is that I get to go to basketball games every day of my life. Like that's what I wanted to do. So, I think the only difference is that like I liked music.
Yeah.
And I think I was good at it. I love sports, and I think I'm great at what I'm doing now because of how much I love it.
What did you think was the most unfair thing about Kevin switching teams that became a narrative that you didn't like?
I mean, I don't think any of it was unfair. I think it was expected. I just think that nothing was unfair. Nobody owed Kevin a appropriate reaction.
That's fair.
What would have been unfair is if Kevin didn't do what he wanted to do. That would have been unfair, right? So had Kevin decided to make 10 million people happy as opposed to himself, that would have been unfair. That was really like the only mandate for us in making the decision was just like, okay, you can do whatever it is you want. I'm going to ride with you regardless. Everybody that was in the house in the Hamptons told him the same thing. You could tell he was struggling, but the only mandate was you got to figure out at this point in your life, at 28 years old or 27 at the time, the crossroads you're at, are you going to make a decision for yourself? And everybody that cares about you will fall in line. And like you said, it's just basketball, and your relationships with those people that love you will be the same eventually. Or are you going to make a decision because you don't want to let down 10 million people?
Right.
And like in any other walk of life, that would be a no-brainer. Like we don't make decisions where we're like, yo, should we take the kids to school today, or should I have the babysitter take the kids to school? Man, what are 10 million people going to think if I we don't have things like that we have to think about. We just do what we want to do.
Right.
So for him, it was just like, Kevin, please just do what you want to do. That was it. And I played devil's advocate across the board just so he could really understand if he was doing what he wanted to do. Sure. So the only unfair thing I think is that like people don't understand that plays a part in it, but that's the gift and the curse of the luxuries they get. I mean, there's a lot of things they get that are unfair to all of us,
yeah,
right?
That is true.
Like we look at everything else, we're like, shit, their life is unfair. Like, why don't we get that? But that's just all it is that I think that the fair thing was that he did what he wanted to do. So I was happy for him.
But you're also a really freaking competitive guy, and this gives you the best chance to win the title to be in this team. How much did that factor into this?
To be honest, did we talk about that at all?
No. It really was.
It was a lifestyle thing.
It wasn't even a lifestyle. It was just like, I really, really like these guys. Like, I really like Steph, Clay, Bob Myers, Joe Lacob, Steve Kerr. I really like these guys. Like, they seem like my type of guys. Let's go play hoop with them. It was really that simple, to be honest. Obviously, we have a good team. Like, we, talk about having a good team, but like, it wasn't like, can I win a championship right now with you? Let's go there. Like, no, we didn't really think about that.
Yeah, like my best friend moved from New York to LA, and he's making more money now than when he lived in New York. But I wasn't like, yo, how you gonna leave me in New York, man, and move to LA because you can make more money in LA? He just did what the right thing was. I know it sounds crazy, but that's like really how practical we were about it. And like, somebody, I'm not name dropping at all, but like Jay-Z is like the king of
That's phenomenal right there. I love that.
No, but
name dropping, bro.
But no, you know what? Fuck it. If that's one of your best friends, he's Jay-Z. You got to name drop him.
Yeah.
He was like the king of practicality to us. We would call him in the middle of it.
Yeah.
And we would ask him these like questions that were making our minds spin, and he would answer it like so matter of factly that we were like, damn, you're right. Like, it is that simple. Like, it's that simple sometimes.
Life is simple, man.
Like, when people say, like, did you was a lot of this because you wanted to make more money in Silicon Valley? Like, no, like, you don't have to live here to make money in Silicon Valley. Like, that was the last thing in the world. Yeah.
Money, we didn't even say one thing about money the whole time. Like, we didn't even make it about money at all.
No.
Jay-Z just comes floating in like Confucius and drops little fortune cookies during this whole process.
See, you got to clear that whole.
Yeah,
Jay-Z,
I need to know more about
that. Jay-Z told him to go there. No, it wasn't.
No, it seemed like leaning on Jay-Z as the Confucius type person.
We leaned on
this.
people who are actually successful. Like people that.
Yeah,
it's a good game plan.
Yeah.
It would be,
so
it would
who
be
else
pretty
you lay
dumb
on?
for us not to lean on someone like Jay-Z.
So who else do you lean on? Jay-Z?
Each other,
yeah.
His family.
People that have actually made decisions in their lives. Big decisions in their lives.
So you call Jay-Z. Jay-Z's like on a yacht in, I don't know, Greece.
I don't ask where he is.
You don't. You never know where he is.
No, I don't ask.
It's not even about where he was. It's about. And it wasn't about like he told us what to do. It was like, such and such said this and this. What do you think? And
so he turns into businessman Jay-Z.
He talked to us. We collaborated.
Friend
Jay-Z.
Yeah.
Okay.
Friend.
As nothing more than a friend. He didn't tell me what to do. He didn't tell me what nothing more than a friend. And
did you talk to Adam Silver at all during the whole thing?
Why? No. Why would I do that?
I don't know. I didn't know if you had a relationship with him.
I don't. No, I didn't.
I don't think his answer would have been go to Golden State.
No, it wouldn't have.
Yeah, I would. I don't know what his answer would have been. I mean, I'm sure he's probably just trying to stay as far away from it as possible.
Yeah. No, I didn't talk to him at all.
Why I don't think you're supposed to call the commissioner.
Yeah, I ain't talking like what am I talking?
Do you have a relationship with Adam Silver or no?
I do. I mean, I like him a lot.
Huh. I like Adam a lot, but I don't.
You realize you're lucky you have a commissioner that's actually a good guy who makes decisions that are usually the best interests of the league.
I don't know what you're talking about.
That's the Patriot fan in you.
Yeah, that's I'm still scarred from my whole experience. We had to win the title despite our commissioner.
Good for you guys.
What else did we do? Did we cover everything?
I know it's
just
more
give me a snarky
ask.
Patriots comment.
I just said good for you guys. You won a title. Good for you. I'm a huge Brady fan.
Okay, good.
Love Brady.
How many more years is Brady going to play?
So, the rumor is like 3 to 4 more.
He just signed an extension, right?
Yeah. What's weird is I mean, you know this, the way athletes can take care of their bodies now.
But it's a quarterback.
Training
he can
and
play
all that
until
stuff.
50 years old.
What? Well, he got hit a lot in the Super Bowl, though.
Yeah, but it's one game. I asked someone the other day, I says, Brady a top 5 athlete ever?
Ooh. You know, we just had this conversation, top 10 athletes of all time ever. Let's talk about it.
But what is the criteria for being that? Is it
isn't
championships? Is it skill?
Let's not
is
set a
it
criteria. Let's just think about the first 10 we named.
I would say championships and consistency.
longevity? We talked about longevity.
Muhammad Ali, Michael Jordan, Serena Williams.
Tiger Woods.
Babe Ruth.
No, I don't know if you can say
Tiger
Woods.
didn't have the longevity.
I debated with my teammates that Tiger Woods is more accomplished than Serena Williams.
Well, it's about the same length of
Serena.
their career.
But Tiger's run was like nobody ever did that.
You just said before though how long you do it for though.
But if you do it for 3 or 4 years and you're like nobody's touching you at all, Tiger's run was incredible.
So I always, when I was writing my book, I was trying to figure this out because you go like the apex versus the career. Like Kareem was 20 years of Kareem, right? Bill Walton basically had the one great year, but that one great Bill Walton year was like way up there with anybody. So how do you judge that?
Longevity. I'm taking longevity.
Longevity's got to matter more.
20 years of playing and you number one all-time leading scorer in the NBA. Fucking one.
But that's
Brady's got to be in the conversation.
But this is why Brady is unassailable now as the best quarterback because he's now has 17 years of, or 16 or 17 of just being top of his game. Nobody has done what he did at age 39, and this is the case for LeBron. I don't know. I never thought I was going to see a better player than Jordan. But LeBron's now in his 14th year, and he's still cranking out.
Yeah, LeBron
first team All NBA seasons.
Top 10 athletes of all time.
Oh, he might even be higher.
One thing I learned about LeBron, I worked out with him.
Yeah.
LeBron takes care of his body. He knows that in order for him to play that long, his body has to be up. Like he has to keep that in shape. Like he works on his body like religiously. He works on his game, like his skill. And I think skill wise, Jordan is like head over heels better. Like nobody's ever gonna touch that. Kobe's the closest, but I don't think anybody touched that. But LeBron's makeup of his body and skill and mental toughness is like that makes us one of the best.
And that's the thing, like the advantage that he has, which I don't think Jordan's the last part of his era had, was just conditioning, dieting, just knowing exactly what to do for all the parts of your body, how to recover from injuries.
LeBron's really good at that, man.
LeBron's the best.
You know what's underrated though? LeBron went through the social media era where he's seen his criticism every day.
Yeah.
And he worked towards like, all right, I'm gonna prove you wrong. Jordan didn't really have to do that.
Right.
LeBron worked on his mental toughness through that.
Yeah, LeBron went through the whole internet era.
Yeah.
Like
and
he showed up in 02.
Man.
Yeah.
That's a real thing. Jordan didn't have to go through that. And it's not nothing against Jordan, but he's still the best player to ever play. But he didn't have to go through that. None of these dudes did.
Yeah, Jordan, in his era, there was a lot of this stuff was protected.
I think LeBron deserves more credit for that.
I agree. But you when was the first time you were like, whoa, social media? These guys are making fun of my jump shot.
We lost in the finals.
Oh, in 2012? What were they saying?
It's like I choked and like I didn't come through in the fourth quarter, and I'm like, I averaged 30 a game in the finals. Like, what are you watching? And I was like, all right, I
remember
understand.
you tweeted when you re-signed with Oklahoma City. You tweeted when you re-signed with Oklahoma City when everyone else, the year of the free agency when.
Oh yeah, we talked about that earlier. Yeah,
that doesn't deserve any praise at all.
No, but that was a big thing.
Why? I don't understand that.
I remember
signed an extension like everybody else did. I wasn't a free agent. A lot of people were like, LeBron signed Miami Heat and you decided to stay. I'm like, I wasn't even a free agent. I signed an extension after my rookie year, just like he did, just like Carmelo did, just like D Wade, just like all of these guys did. I don't deserve no praise. And everybody did that. I don't deserve praise for that. I wasn't a free agent. I can understand if I did, as a free agent, but I wasn't. So I don't deserve praise for that.
Do you think social media's gotten in the heads of any players?
I think it upsets players. Like I don't want to say getting in your head because it's not like players sit in the game like, man, if I missed this shot, I wonder what so and so in Idaho is going to say about me. It's just the fact that like, how are you telling me what to do when you're calling me this and that when you haven't even done anything close to what I've done.
The only time I remember it really affecting somebody was Dwight Howard that time when he wanted to get traded. And then everybody was coming at him on social media, and then he changed his mind and he ended up staying. And I always felt it was because he was checking his Twitter replies. I have no proof. It's a theory. I just feel like he was going through his Twitter replies going, oh my God, what did I do?
I remember that because they had just won a big game, and I think he got lost in the moment.
Yeah.
And he was like, man, we just won a game. Like, I like the way we played. They beat a big team. I forgot who it was. But they had a big game that night, and he was just like, I'm staying. I was like, hold up, that's the heat of the moment. Like, they just won a game, and like he was like, all right, I'll stay.
But you guys have a lot of dead time, and you're up at odd hours. And the hours that NBA players spend, the way you have to peak and nap, and you're up late at night. And I think a lot of these guys, what are you going to do? You're in your hotel room. It's 2:30 in the morning. Unless you get in trouble.
Comments. I'm like, I'm social media. I'm like, I think it's like brand new. I'm like, yo, did you download this Twitter shit? This shit is incredible. I remember when, what was it? When you gave the donation to, he just bought this school that he's been supporting in Oklahoma City for years.
Yeah.
And it's one of the many things he's done. And he's pretty anonymous about all of it. This got out, and it was a school that he had bought the land for the school to expand. And it had come out because like they were focusing on the fact that he was still giving back to Oklahoma City in the midst of the fact that they had turned their back on all the shit that came out. And I'm reading all the comments. He wouldn't look at it. The first comment was like, come on, it's a fucking tax write-off, right?
And the first thing I said, I was like, all right.
And by the way, it was 57,000. Not saying who has money or doesn't, but
yeah, but come on,
he wasn't trying to like hide $57,000.
I was like, really? 57 grand? Like, come on. I know a lot of people. That's a lot of money to a lot of people, but really, come on, man. What the hell am I gonna do with it?
I think the comments are amazing.
It's hilarious. A lot of people are just like, it's like, oh yeah, you're sensitive. You are fucking. You're mad. Like a lot of people feels like they got hot takes.
Let's take a break to talk about ZipRecruiter. Are you hiring? Do you know where to post your job to find the best candidates? Well, guess what? Posting your job in one place is not enough anymore. For the perfect hire, you need to post your job on all the top job sites, and now you can. With ZipRecruiter.com, post your job to 200 plus job sites, including social media networks like Facebook and Twitter and Facebook and other social media networks. And you can do it all with a single click. Find candidates in any state of your industry. Just post once and watch your qualified candidates roll in to ZipRecruiter's easy-to-use interface. No juggling emails or calls to your office. Quickly screen candidates, rate them, and hire the right person fast. Find out today why ZipRecruiter has been used by over 1 million businesses and why it's been featured in Forbes, Wall Street Journal, Time Magazine, The New York Times, TechCrunch, and CBS. Right now, my listeners can post jobs on ZipRecruiter for free by going to ZipRecruiter.com/BS. Once again, ZipRecruiter.com/BS. Back to Kevin Durant.
Do you only root for the Celtics?
I root for all the Boston teams.
No, I know, but I mean, what are your other favorite NBA teams? Or are you just such a diehard Celtic fan?
Nah, I'm a Celtic fan. I love basketball. I like watching everybody. I
Where
like watching the Bucks.
Boston did you grow
Remember
up?
John Bagley?
I grew up in Chestnut Hill, which is part of Brookline.
Okay.
Yeah.
I went to school in Boston.
Yeah. I know exactly what it is.
Yeah. No,
Yeah, he's a
I like.
Boston guy.
I get attached to League Pass teams sometimes.
What is that? What do you mean League Pass teams?
Well, League Pass. All the teams are on League Pass. So
That's never
every year
on
there's a
ESPN?
couple.
Like,
Yeah, it's like the
the
ones
Denvers,
like Channel
like-
752.
Like the Denvers,
Yeah, teams like that. Like
Minnesotas.
Exactly. Like Milwaukee was a good one for a
Milwaukee.
while, but then they went in a funk. I really liked watching Porzingis, and it was getting into
Porzingis
that
is good,
and
man.
trying to figure out why they didn't give him the ball more. And hey, Westbrook was fun to watch when he was just being a maniac for trying to get triple doubles every game. So I
He's a
float
lot of fun to
around,
watch, yeah.
but the Celtics
He's
are the
an
one.
animal. Celtics are good, man. Isaiah Thomas is fun to watch because he's so small. I remember Isaiah when he got drafted, and I was hoping he got picked.
Yeah.
And when he got drafted 60th, he tweeted, I was like, man, I'm just so happy I got picked. And he started playing, and I was like, man, I'm happy, man. I'm happy. Ask him. You can ask Isaiah this. When he was in Sacramento, I was like, man, I'm just happy you out here playing, bro. Like, I remember playing against you.
Now he's putting up 30 a game.
Yeah, I remember playing against you in AAU, and you was killing us. Like, when I was 15, 16 years old, I was like, man, I'm fucking happy for you. Like, when he made All-Star last year, I was, like, one of the guys, like, really, like, excited for him. You know what I'm saying? Because I know how important that is to him. So I'm glad he's balling out.
Can we interview you?
We gotta go.
No, let's interview him for a minute.
I got all night.
You got all right?
Let's interview him.
I've been looking forward to this for a couple weeks now.
Really?
Yeah, I love I
Yo,
fucking love you.
let's interview Bill.
All right.
All right.
Let's hear it.
I like you because you're such a homer.
You were mad at me for like 2 years, though.
I wasn't mad at you. I was just like, just give it a break.
Why were you mad at him?
Because he kept talking about James Harden, and I was like, man, just give it a break. Like, just let it go.
See, I would say I didn't go far enough.
Who came up with Waiters Island? You did?
I can't remember. It came out of Grantland, but I don't remember.
No, that's the best. Zach Lowe or you, one of you.
It was.
guys.
I think one of us came up with it, but it became a Grantland thing. Waiters Island.
That's hilarious.
Because Waiters was a very polarizing player, but I always was his like last defender, so it was always like me and Zach and a couple others were the last 5 on Waiters Island.
We're 2 defenders of Dion.
Well, we just had
I'm
a
on
piece.
Waiters Island.
I'm on Waiters Island.
We had a piece on The Ringer this week about the resurgence of Waiters Island because he's
Well,
been
won.
hot in Miami for.
Pay the man. They won 12 in a row.
Yeah.
They won again tonight.
We had. Was he here? We had him upstairs here, and I was like, man, we had just beat him here like maybe a month ago.
Right before they went on.
Right before they went on the
13 or
run, I was
14.
like, man, y'all struggling right now. He's like, oh man, we about to go on a run. I was like, okay, we'll
They
see.
actually did.
And fucking win 12 in a row. I'm like, Dion is a prophet.
We were talking before the podcast. We were talking about a Game 7 when you look around and it's like gut check time. It's like going to war. Who's ready for it? Waiters is one of those guys. He doesn't give a shit. It's like, oh, it's Game 7. Fine.
Dion. One
I'm
thing
ready.
about Dion, I took him under my wing early. He truly, sincerely think he's the best player in the league.
It's the best. He's the all-time irrational confidence guy we've had in the last 15 years.
And I love him.
He really
for it.
does believe it. He thinks he's
And
the
then I
best
hate
guy
him
in the
for it
court.
too sometimes. I'm like, yo, Dion, relax, man. The fuck? You're not gonna get the ball every play. Relax. And then he's like, yo, I just want to make a play. You know I can. I'm like, you're right, you can, but relax. You gotta love him for it, man.
There's a lot of good little quick gifs on the internet of him like with his hand up as you or Russell were
He
trying
like colorful the ball.
they do this hopping up and
I'm
down like a
man,
little
You gotta
kid.
realize you're not the second option, bro.
The thing is though, when you have a really good team, sometimes you need the one irrational confidence guy. Because that guy can come in sometimes, like Reggie Jackson did it in that Memphis series for you. The guy will just come in and take over a quarter when you need it.
Reggie was fucking good, man. That was a great pickup because I didn't even know who the hell he was.
Yeah, Sam drafted pretty well for a while.
You know, they did their homework though. They was on that one for a while. Reggie, Steven. I didn't even know who Steven was. Steven Adams. Who the fuck is Steven Adams? Like, this New Zealand guy. Like, fucking guy from New Zealand named Steven Adams.
He went 12th, and I did that draft for ESPN. We
did.
had no idea what was going to happen. I think Anthony Bennett went first.
That was the worst draft, right?
Yeah, but then it got good because Steven Adams was 12 and Giannis was 15.
Oh, that was the best 2 players.
Yeah,
number 1
and
2.
CJ McCollum was 10.
Oh, yep, he was.
So we're spending all this time trying to figure out who the best. It was interesting because Jalen and I did this thing. We called it the interview, the job interview. So we interviewed all the lottery picks basically, like it was a real job interview.
Yeah.
And the 2 most impressive guys were CJ McCollum.
He's a CJ is a. I worked out with CJ this summer. He's a real guy.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
He's a real vet. He's a real veteran. Like,
so he was
he's a
one
young vet.
and the other one was Oladipo. Those were the 2 guys we were the most impressed by with how they handled the interview.
Vic's from my area, so like I know Vic. And CJ he's a real guy, man. He's gonna be on TV when he's done. He's gonna be probably be a GM. Like
he'll probably be writing for the Ringer soon.
He's impressive.
What's your college?
He interned at Players Tribune this year.
Yep, he did.
What's your college big board
What do you mean?
right now for this draft that's coming up? Your
See,
favorites?
I hate watching college basketball because the refs call foul every play. But I like Markelle Fultz. He's from my area, and he's just a stud. He's balling out right now. Lonzo Ball, I like watching him in high school. He just knows how to play.
Did you see his brother put up 92 this week?
Yeah, man. How the hell you let someone put up 92 points?
They were fouling the other team to get the ball back. Yeah.
Yeah, that's not even real basketball now,
Yeah.
man. Like, what is he learning?
Wow,
he's
cherry
got
picking.
But
Yeah.
92 points is incredible. But I like Lonzo Ball. I think he knows how to play the game. He's quick. He's 6'5", 6'6", play the point, can shoot it.
Oh, you
Got
like
the-
Dennis Smith?
Got the Kevin Martin J. I like Dennis Smith a lot. He's He's like poised. He's athletic. He can dunk. At 6 feet, he can dunk like he's 6'9". You know what I'm saying? That's impressive to me. If you can just run in the lane and catch it off one dribble and dunk, like that's impressive.
92 points in a game.
What was the most you ever scored in a game?
In a game?
Yeah.
12.
66.
Oh, I thought you were asking me.
66?
Oh, you probably was 12, 13. Rich Kleiman probably had 13. It was career
I
high.
had 19 once.
19 against who?
My brother.
Y'all going 21? You lost 21-19?
Wait, who'd you have 66 against?
In the Rucker Park.
Oh, I remember that. That was...
I never had more than that. I pride myself on not scoring a career high, like not having a lot of... I pride myself on, like, can I get 30 and... Can I average 30 for a week or two? I'd rather do that than have 65 in one game. I don't know. It's just always been that thing with me.
You know what's been good about you this year, and this is one of the ways I love to judge like the better players, is how much can you affect the game if you took like 12 shots?
Yeah, man.
You know what I mean? Like Bird was
Yeah.
great at that. Bird would go and he'd go 6 for 9, have 12 assists and 18 rebounds, and he'd be the best player on the court, you know? And you've had a couple games like that this year where just like efficient,
Yeah, I'm just a scorer.
didn't take a lot of shots.
That's what everybody look at me as a scorer. So if I'm not scoring a lot of points, you don't realize what I'm doing. But as a basketball guy, you know, you can appreciate going. I might go 2 for 9 and have 13 points, but I might have 8, 9 rebounds, 7, 8 assists, 3 steals, 2 blocks. Like,
Yeah, can you affect the game when you suck?
Man, that shit is fun.
Is the last
Suck
level
at
as a
shooting.
basketball player.
When you suck at shooting the ball, you still can impact the game. That shit is fun for
By the
me.
way, Michael Jordan's first 4 or 5 years in the league, they thought he was just a scorer.
He was a chucker. They thought all he did
he's-
was chuck.
No, but I'm saying that I think people are starting to see now that you're not just a scorer. But if Michael Jordan could be thought of as just a scorer, I think that's just what happens when you score so easily.
I used to love with Bird when if he wasn't making a shot, how he would figure out what to do. So he'd just post up anybody, try to get to the line, get some fouls, get going.
Yeah, I try to do.
Which
Bird is.
you should watch some old Bird on the YouTubes.
I should watch some old
You
Bird.
should watch some old Bird.
I was watching Bird at 13 years old. What do you mean?
What do you mean 13?
When I
He
first
was how old are you now?
28.
When did he retire?
Bird,
20 years ago?
When you were 13,
Get outta here.
Bird was not in the
You're
league.
watching
He was
ESPN
coaching the
Classic.
Pacers.
I was watching film on Bird, bro.
Oh,
I'm
watching
saying.
film.
I wasn't watching live games. I was watching film on Bird.
The guy whose game you have the most reminiscent of is early McAdoo
I never watched him.
on Buffalo.
Hey, I gotta watch him.
That's the one because he was like, he shot.
Yeah.
He had the shot from like way over his head, but he was basically a 6'11"
Nah,
center.
I'd
and a
rather
really
watch.
weird
I'd
hair.
rather watch Bird. McAdoo was great, but I'd rather watch guys like Bird. Bird was a fucking animal.
Well, the other thing with that those mid '80s Celtics teams, like your team, they would feed off each other, and there would be the occasional game when just everybody went up a notch, and
got a
that's when it
question.
gets
Will
good.
Brady go down as a bigger star in Boston than Bird?
Yeah, I think it's happened.
I think so too.
Yeah.
So Brady's first.
Brady's
What about
first.
Poppy?
No.
No, I don't think he's up there with Bird and
It's Brady, then it's like Orr and Bird and Russell and Ted Williams.
They love McHale, they don't
Poppy's
love
like
McHale like
6.
that.
Nah. It's you vault up, and then
Brady is a legend.
Yastrzemski?
He's a god.
plus
bro.
football is the most popular
and they
sport
don't
just
like
from
Clemens
sheer
anymore, right?
people.
Clemens
is out. He's a traitor.
Boggs trader.
Why is he a
problem-
traitor?
He went
Because
to the Yankees.
here's what happened with
I
Clemens.
don't like that coming from.
I know, but this one you're not
But
swaying me
Red
on.
Sox Yankees is different. Man.
No. He went to Toronto, but the problem was he was out of shape with us the last couple of years, and then when he went to Toronto, he got in crazy shape and he won 2 straight Cy Youngs, and we were all like, it was like
man,
you're.
fuck, we want to have 6 bad years? Like, of course he's gonna look at himself and be like, man, I need to get in shape. I was shitty in Boston.
They
Now
don't
it's time for
care,
me
they
to
don't
get in
care that he
shape.
went to the Yankees.
Fuck, you want to get?
But we totally
still
cared
be
about
shitty?
that.
Fuck, he took care of himself after that. That
Hey,
makes
he
sense.
could have taken care of himself in Boston.
Obviously, he thought he was, and it didn't plan out for him. So he went somewhere else and like,
Think about-
damn, I need to lock in right now.
If you were in OKC last year and you just put on 20 pounds, and then you went to Golden State, and all of a sudden you were in awesome
I
shape
realized
again.
that I was bad in OKC, so I went to the next city. If that happened, then I went to the next team and like, fuck, I need to lock in. That's probably what Clemens did, man. You can't hate him for that. Just stop
No,
being sensitive. I told you.
I'm going to
It's not
continue to
about
hate
you.
him.
It's not about you.
No, that one's about me. I took that personally. That
It
was my
takes
favorite
more
picture.
It takes more energy for you to hate someone than to love them.
That is true. That's actually good advice. That would be a good senior yearbook quote. It takes more energy to hate somebody than to love them. Kevin Durant. Put that in your yearbook quote.
Yeah, man. So stop
I
fucking
want to
hating.
end this because I want to save stuff for when we do it again in like 8 weeks.
Tosca Tuesday.
Tosca Tuesday.
Yeah.
Oh, it's right.
It's not even Tuesday, but yeah, Tosca Tuesdays.
All right. Rich Kleiman, thank you. Kevin Durant, good
I
luck
was
this
as
weekend.
I was as open as I ever been.
It was fun, right?
But it was
People
fun.
will like it.
Yeah, hopefully they'll really understand instead of being sensitive about everything. But
I appreciate it. Thank you. Let's
Yeah.
do it. Let's do it when it gets closer to the playoffs.
let's do
We'll
it.
we'll do a run back.
Down for
All
it.
right.
I'm
Thanks,
always
guys.
down.
All right, that's it for the Kevin Durant interview. And if you missed our interview that we did with Steve Kerr, we put that up on Wednesday. And he's my old buddy who had come on to the BS report when I was at ESPN. I can't even remember how many times. One of my favorite guests, and then he became a famous coach, and that was it. So it was the first one we've done since he took the Warriors job, and it was really good. He was excellent, and I miss talking hoops to him. Love talking hoops with Kevin Durant. Very fun week. Thanks to our presenting sponsor, SeatGeek. Thanks to Rocket Mortgage at QuickenLoans.com. Thanks to ZipRecruiter. Post jobs for free at ZipRecruiter.com/BS. Thanks to Blue Apron. Get 3 meals for free at BlueApron.com/BS. Thanks to Channel 33. Thanks to Tate Frazier and Tommy Alter for coming to San Francisco with me. And for a second time, thanks to our presenting sponsor, SeatGeek. Enjoy the weekend. Thanks for listening, and we will be back next week on the Bill Simmons Podcast.